And welcome back to Around the Waves on KCOU 88.1 FM Columbia, the student voice of your Missouri Tigers. I'm Luca Vitale alongside me, Ben Schmidt. Let's go on to some NFL coverage here. The AFC West has been loading up on talent with the likes of Russell Wilson heading to the Denver Broncos and Davante Adams heading to the Las Vegas Raiders. The LA Chargers have been quite busy as well with new additions of Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, Sebastian Joseph Day, and Austin Johnson. With the Chiefs being a lock to make the AFC Championship over the last 4 years, the AFC West is now easily the most stacked division in the NFL heading into the next season and is easily maybe one of the most talented divisions in NFL history. So, Ben, easily my favorite segment for today. Currently constructed, which team will win the AFC West?
I'm glad that you mentioned that this has a chance to be the most talented division in NFL history because if it lives up to hype, it certainly can be. I mean, how many times have we looked at a division in history and Derek Carr, who I think you can argue is in the 10 to 12, maybe 9 to 12 range of quarterbacks, he is the worst in that division.
And it's hard to say that because he's not a bad quarterback.
No, not at all. Not at all. So this is going to be a boring answer, but this is going to be, I'll believe someone will knock them off when I see it, and I'm sticking with the Chiefs despite that they have made by far the fewest offseason additions. And here's why. I am a huge believer of the dynamic between head coach and quarterback, and the Chiefs in that division have the best of both. I mean, not that there are bad coaches, because I've said this multiple times. I think Nathaniel Hackett is going to be a fantastic coach. Brandon Staley with the Chargers is kind of unknown, and same thing with McDaniels. We'll see there what happens. Reed is far and away the best coach there. And then with quarterback, obviously you add in the addition of Russell Wilson, and Justin Herbert is going to be a star in this league, but it's still Patrick Mahomes is the best QB in that division. I think it'll be much, even. It was tough for Kansas City to win it last year,
right?
And it's going to be even tougher when you add in they don't have the free sweep of Denver that they had twice a year because it's Russell Wilson.
Right.
And the Chargers, who split with them 1-1 last year, add just a massive amount of talent on defense. So will it be tough? Yes. But just right now, the way it's constructed, I'd like to see the Chiefs add another weapon, but still, we'll continue to ride with the duo of Reed and Mahomes until I see someone knock them off. Mahomes said it last year, and it came back to backfire because Herbert beat him one time. But he was like, "I'll believe they'll overtake me when I see it." I'm kind of right now riding with that motto. I'll believe it when I see it that someone will knock off the Kansas City Chiefs.
I disagree with you. And we can obviously see the Kansas City Chiefs winning this division, absolutely. In fact, I can almost see all four of these teams making the division if everything goes to plan.
Without a doubt.
With plan, that is. But I will say this. We don't know what the Kansas City Chiefs defense is going to look like. Tyrann Mathieu's not there anymore. We don't know what that secondary is going to look like. That's number one. And why do I say that? What do all three of those other quarterbacks have in common? A passing offense. That is what they're going to have in common with. Yes, you got Javonte Williams in Denver, but I feel like they're going to throw the football more, in my opinion. Then you got Justin Herbert in the Los Angeles Chargers. They're going to throw the football more. Then you obviously got the Las Vegas Raiders. You got Jacobs in the backfield, but I feel like Derek Carr is going to be finding Davante Adams and Darren Waller and those boys. So my answer is the Los Angeles Chargers. And the reason I say that is we obviously know that Brandon Staley was one of the most best defensive minds in football when he was hired by the Los Angeles Chargers last year. However, it was the offensive side of the ball in the overall philosophy of the organization that Staley actually improved in 2021. It was not the defense. The defense was horrendous. One of the worst defensive teams in the league last year. And there was two reasons why it was terrible. Well, they lacked quality depth. And they were dealing with issues both on the defensive line and the secondary at the same time. Usually when that happens, you're not going to be that great of a team. And obviously you're toast, right? And the second reason, which is going to be more applicable to this year, in my opinion, is because the Chargers did not have the proper personnel to run his defensive schemes. That's my opinion. Remember, when he was in the other Los Angeles team, the Rams, he basically built his defense by playing as little players as possible in the box, and then with that defensive line being able to penetrate to stop the bleeding with the run in the secondary that's very deep and versatile. Now, without making any other moves, the Chargers already have the most, I would say, accomplished defensive team in this division. I'm not going to overlook the Broncos just yet, but When you have what Brandon Staley just did, you got J.C. Jackson now in the secondary. He looked phenomenal last year with New England. The true cornerback one that they were lacking last year. And that while the defensive line has been completely rebuilt with 3 new starters. So you look at all that. And then the second issue I would say that matters the most here, and this is 100% true for any team, is the second year with a coach and its quarterback. We have seen this, and there's plenty of examples. Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor, last time I checked, they took a big leap and went to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in 2019. I think they did a pretty good job in 2019 the last time I checked. Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson in 2018. Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll in 2013. Plenty of other examples that did not make a Super Bowl, but regardless, they all took a leap that year. And that is what I expect with Justin Herbert and Brandon Staley. Mike Williams is back. Joshua Palmer, he's going to be back, making another year of improvements. And I honestly think if Brandon Staley doesn't just believe analytics are the true answer to everything, the Los Angeles Chargers could win this division.
Oh, without a doubt. And it's so hard for me to disagree one way or the other because all 4 teams are so good. I will say something that plays into the Chiefs' favor. I think, whereas I can't guarantee that the Chargers will fare well against the Broncos and the Raiders. I'm pretty confident that the Chiefs still sweep the Raiders and win at least one against the Broncos.
Wow.
I love the addition of Devontae Adams, and I can see Devontae Adams having a monster year in Vegas.
Yeah, Fresno State reunited.
Yeah, and the 2 years they played together at Fresno State, Adams put up great numbers there too. So I'm not worried about him falling off without Rodgers. I think whoever is saying that is just out of their mind and just wants to get clicks. But what I will say, I can't trust Derek Carr at Arrowhead yet. It just does not go well whenever he plays there. And Patrick Mahomes has always had a success traveling to when it was Oakland and then now traveling to Vegas. So I'm not trying to downplay the fact this is a much better Raiders team, but I still have some issues with that Raiders defense. I don't love their cornerbacks. They lost Casey Hayward in the offseason. They have an offer in for Stephen Gilmore. That could change things drastically. But I have zero doubts that both times the two play, that Tyreek Hill could run and Travis Kelce could run circles around that Raiders defense. So that's number one. And for whatever reason, Carr seems to have much more success when they face off against the Chargers. And I can't guarantee. I think the Raiders sweep. I think the Chiefs sweep the Raiders, and I can't guarantee that the Chargers sweep the Raiders. And even though the Chargers might be as talented, that could come back really, really huge looking at the end when you look at the division wins and coming up to the schedules. I know that's a weird way to look at it, but that's just something I took into account when looking at all 4 of these teams.
You know, it's definitely going to be tough because I held hope up for the Chargers last season, and look what happened. Yet again, I didn't pick the Denver Broncos in Teddy Bridgewater to win, to get in the wild card. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.